welcome to episode 111 of the Take a Pull podcast. We're covering a couple of days of the Galway Festival. 111, they're never the form figures you want to see for a young and talented national hunt horse, especially if they're coming from maybe the Nicky Henderson yard. You'll never see the horse again then. Maybe twice a year if you're lucky. No, only messing. Dec, how are things? How are you? It's been a little while since we've seen you. Any crack?
Good. Yeah, no, it has been a little while. We were meant to do a pod on Sunday, and I was all geared up for it, and then I remembered Sunday morning I had no voice, so we're kind of just doing pods when we can at the moment.
It's the summer for you, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but I've been struggling with the voice big time, so I'm actually, as you know, having a little wind up soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will be taking a break. This could be the last one for the while, but we might get one or two more in. But after the wind up, I'll need to take a rest for a few weeks. So.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And the bingo machine is on a summer job down the old folks' home as well, so I don't think that's I don't think he's going to be around either. And then Lukey is on RTA every other weekend. So
yeah, Luke's turned himself into a superstar with the montages. So
he is, isn't he?
He's too good for us these days. But,
absolutely.
Yeah, I suppose this could be the last one, or else we might get one or two more in. But so as after the break, we're going to aim for this Champions weekend.
Yeah, buzzing for that.
Back into it properly.
Yeah, the best weekends racing of the year, in my opinion. Well, Leopardstown is. I love that Saturday, Leopardstown proper racing.
Yeah, best flat weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd nearly say that's a discussion for another day. Maybe we can have a podcast on hot takes. That might be a hot takes podcast. I'd say
unpopular opinions.
Unpopular opinions. I say we have the best unpopular opinions on the web.
Yeah.
To the point. Anyway, so we've sorry?
The most sensible unpopular opinions.
The most sensible unpopular opinions, yeah. I won't think anybody, if you are listening, which we hope you are, drop us a message on Twitter or into the YouTube comment section of your unpopular horse racing opinion that you would die on the hill for. That's
you can do it on Spotify as well. You can leave a comment.
Do it on Spotify, yeah, and we'll give the best one a pat in the back. We'll see. The more egregious, the better. But we want them to be believable. Don't be like, it can't be like, see the stars is better than Frankel. We've heard that one about 100 times, and like whether it's true or not, just come up with your own one. Is basically
give us something interesting, something to make us go.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Anyway, Dec, you're off to the Galway Festival this week, as you were telling me. Look, it's a great week. It's one of the horse racing's most relatable weeks, isn't it? It feels like anyone has a chance of having a Galway Festival winner. You have a bit of everything. You've got your 2-year-old maidens to keep me happy. You've got your good mile handicaps, but then you've also got your Galway Plate and Galway Hurdle, which are two of the finest races of the summer, really. And the Galway Plate, especially this year, just looks awesome. It's really, really competitive. You could nearly make a case for any horse in the field, which we're going to get into in a minute. But thoroughly looking forward to getting through this one. The Devil's Week, Galway and Goodwood. But you looking forward to your trip down, Dec?
Yeah, I am. Oh, look, it is a deadly Galway. It's brilliant. Like it's kind of hard to explain, and it's so important to the racing industry here and the racing people, and for like, would you say quality wise, for the most, a small festival, but it's massive. It's the biggest in Europe. It's what it means to have a winner at Galway. Like it could rival, any festival for having a winner. It's usually on terrestrial TV. As you said, any of us could own a horse. Very, very few of us could own a horse good enough to run at Goodwood. Or any of us could own a horse or be part of a horse good enough to run and win at the Galway Festival. You end up on, it's on terrestrial TV. Even going back years when you couldn't watch racing, Galway was on the telly for the days of racing TV at the races. So it is special. It's a special place in the heart of everyone in this country, I'd say.
Yeah.
Particularly in the racing world. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down. Hopefully the weather stays good. And going down for one night, but Sure, James. If I get the Venezuelan up, I might stay.
Absolutely, that sounds like a very good plan.
Well, I'm not allowed to do the Venezuelans anymore.
Apparently, yeah, that's terrible. You ran out of country, so that was probably the issue there.
Yeah.
Right, I don't want to be using your voice quota, but just before we move on, what did you have for dinner today? No, you know what, we don't want to be keeping your
The cactus. It sounds like.
yeah, with a side of tar to drink. Right, we'll get.
I think it's sexy, no.
Sorry.
I think it's sexy.
Oh, yeah, it's lovely. It sounds like Sean Dyche had a baby with fucking.
Yeah, well, it's say the French horses' names.
Anyway, right, let's start with the opener on Wednesday. It's Wednesday and Thursday we're going to cover here of the Galway Festival. The 505 is the tote 50 grand guaranteed play spot today, Maiden Hurdle. I hope they have enough people to guarantee that 50 grand. They should at the Galway Festival. It's probably one of the only places in the country that can guarantee a 50 grand pot these days. The tote have basically sponsored this whole card, so I'm going to have to come up with a lot more abuse for it as the time goes. I'm sure I'll be able to do it. Can't be that hard. Deck, it probably starts and finishes here with Hip Hop Delore of Willie Mullins, Paul Townend, son of American Post. Good second on his hurdles bow at Galway. It was this time last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And he was fourth in a listed race at Roscommon when last seen on the flat, rated 106. He's 10 to 11. I actually thought that was maybe, if you wanted to get off to a flyer on the opening day, bit of hurdle form, black type horse on the flat. It looked good enough for me. What about you?
Yeah, well, he is an 8-year-old though, Andy. He
is, yeah.
Yeah, no. But funny enough, he was second. Was it this race last year to a horse who was kind of a similar profile in Jack Finbar, who was
but he ran the Ebor.
Yeah, he might have been a 9-year-old running this. As you said, rated 106 on the flat. Look, I'd be happy to take an 8-year-old on the Maiden Hurdle every day of the week, Andy. There's still I like Soldier's World, a 5-year-old. He was a bumper winner at Wexford, staying on second in the Stowe Book over 2.5 miles. This is 2 miles 6. His point-to-point form is poor though, so that would give you slight doubts now that he's going back jumping, having ran well in bumpers. And the other one is Son of Anarchy, and that's probably the one I'll side with. I thought he showed some promise. Now he was LB behind the big Westerner at Punchestown back in November. I think it was November. That was over 2.5 miles. And that was over this trip actually, 2 miles 6. He has been disappointing 6 since, but I just wonder, was that the ground? It was a bit of a better performance at Punchestown in June. His point-to-point form was decent. It was good. It was a lot better than Soldier's World. So, yeah, I'll side with Son of Anarchy. He did catch me up my eye that day in Punchestown behind the big Westerner. Like it was 20 lengths or something, but yeah,
there's no big Westerner in here, so you don't need to worry about that.
No, and back on better ground, we might see an improved horse.
Very good. I'll take the favourite, the Son of Anarchy, then for Deck. 545 is the tote money back second every race today, handicap hurdle. That's still not enough to get me to bet with the tote. But anyway, it's the 535 on the card. It's a full field of 20 with your 3 reserves. And this is a typical Galway Festival handicap, just the £4 between the 1 and the 20 on the card. It's ridiculous. How you even, you can't think about this. Is a lot of punters would say, oh, you're stopping a horse for Galway, you're doing this, you're doing that. You cannot plan any, to get a horse into this race with a £4 spread. Like Harry Houdini would have his work cut out to get a horse weighted to the point where you get into a race like this. It's pot luck basically.
You've £7.
Is it 7? Is it? I thought 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
108 and 100. That's 108 and 112. I think you might be looking at the reserves. You know what? You're sorry, 4-year-old. You're dead right. Right. That's on me. £7 still ridiculous. Yeah. Right. Thanks for the save, Deck. This is fiendishly difficult, and I think it's over to you.
Look, will you give me 2?
I'll give you 4 if you want.
Yeah. Look, nitty gritty 5-year-old was a narrow winner of a maiden at Killarney staying on up 2 furlongs here. I think an improving horse coming off the back of a win will have a chance. But the one I slightly stronger fancy would be Oliver Hops, rated 108, was second off 113 back in 2023, has won a maiden, has been chasing since, possibly good enough to win off 113. You'd say he's good enough to win off 110 maybe if he's second that day, and he's £2, he's £2 below that imaginary win I just made up off 110. So off 108, I back over hurdles. I think, I give him a go at a nice price.
Yeah,
he's in good form as well.
He is. Yeah, he's having a nice summer. I think Joe Murphy has had a good time of it of late. Gabriel Ranger there towards the bottom was a winner last time out at Killarney. Now it's no Joe and John Murphy both have a good time at Killarney. So it's no surprise to see him winning there last time out. He's one that could be ahead of the handicapper. The one just below him as well, Affinity Rock, only a 5-year-old winner last time out as well. I think it was actually at Kilbeggan, was it? No, it was Killarney as well. Winning favourite the last day in Maiden Hurdle Company, beating a Lisdale horse, Former Flame. He's a double figure price depending on where you look. Former Flame, she's no world beater herself, placed on her last 2 starts, but 105 and this mare, an improving 5-year-old might have a little bit more up her sleeve. Gabriel Ranger and Infinity Rock are the two I quite like down the bottom. I'd probably give a preference to Affinity Rock of King Collins as though. I think it might be a little bit more up her sleeve. The 605 deck, the tote £5,000 guaranteed jackpot. They really don't want you playing the jackpot. Only £5,000 guaranteed. There's £50,000 for the play spot. And everyone's going to be probably eliminated by the time the 5:45 goes off. So just in time to play the £5,000 jacker. Look, we haven't quite made the Galway Plate yet. So if you've made it through this round, there's still plenty of time to be finished off. This is a mare's handicap hurdle over 2 miles. We've 18 runners here, Deck, with a much bigger spread. But still, a mare's handicap with 18 runners, like I don't think you'd even see that at the Dublin Racing Festival. With the race on the Sunday, that usually, to my knowledge, doesn't fill. Again, really, really difficult. We have the 4-year-old Carried with Love, who I thought was going to be a shorter price. I'm seeing 6 to 1 here. The Willie McCreary mare enfranchise, probably those colours, the green and purple, usually associated previously with Shark Cannon and Hidden Cyclone, nowadays with Emmett Mullins. Maybe people are seeing those that ownership and Danny Mullins up. She looks like she's the 4 to 1 favourite at the moment. Deck. Yeah, and then your old friend Fratas, who was second last time out over when she was over obstacles. She was beaten favourite last time out at Tramore, which might raise a few questions. Are you going to side with her, Deck? Because I think you backed her for a try and hurdle once upon a time. She's in here off 115. Does she entice you?
Yeah. Did you get the tracker notification for her the other day?
I've got about 40. Yeah. Her and what's that one that wears the yellow of Mick Winters.
I do not.
Junot, yeah, he's been dying to win now for the last 2 years. We need to sweep that tracker. There's some of the my favorite one. I can't remember the name of it. There was one horse that you said has the potential to win a 3-mile chase, and it was rocking up in like a 1.5 mile handicap at Dundalk in December, and I've never seen something so funny in my life.
Made or something.
I can't even remember. Sometimes a tracker can just make an absolute fool of you sometimes. Yeah. But anyway, we are off topic here, Deck, and we're need to keep your voice in line. So who wins the 605?
I really like Belle the Tigress here. She maiden winner. There's been winners from her maiden. She's also been behind nice horses in other maidens, Baby Kate and Caroline Bamboo. She was behind Stick to the Plan the last day back in June. Stick to the Plan, won today, got up the rail, won a Shade Cosley in the end. This is her handicap debut. and that gives me slight concern, as you know, my thoughts on handicap debuts. But
Yeah,
I do think she's quite a talented mare, and she might be just a bit better than this,
right.
particularly off 114.
Yeah, 114 is a lowly enough rating. I'm quite interested to see how Classy CC gets on. I don't think she'll be winning this on handicap debut. She's a 50 to 1 shot. Martin Brassel trains. Be interesting to see if there's money for her, maybe. Didn't run too bad behind the Carré de Brel at Easter time. Very, very wide that day, and then came behind Redemption Day before that at Nace. But she did show a good bit of ability, or enough ability, behind Baby Kate on her hurdling debut, and she ran fine in a bumper behind Ballygunner Castle. So her first two runs weren't too bad. Maybe the next two possibly for educational purposes. She has the ability, I think, to win a race, but she might be one for our tracker that's growing cobwebs with Juno and whatnot. Interesting to see if there's money for her. I wouldn't be surprised if there was people might see Martin Brassel and think, oh, down the bottom there, handicap debut 50 to 1 shot. I'll have a little bit myself. But maybe have a look out. Yeah, Listowel in September time. Maybe she could bit more education. There's races in her, I'd say, though. Interesting to see how she gets on here. I'll have no bet here, and it'll be Belle de Tigres for you, Deck, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
Right, the main event of Wednesday, the Tote Galway Plate. This is a horse race, as we said at the top of the show.
This is the main event of the week.
This is
the main event of the summer.
I'd go as far as say this was maybe like it could be the main event of the whole year when you actually think about it. This is more competitive than any handicap chase that was run at Cheltenham Festival. I wouldn't even say it's close.
But the winner will have definitely have bumped into one.
Yeah, well, that's what I say that I'm about to contradict myself, because I do think the Plate at Cheltenham, even though it's a race that I've little to no time for, because there's so many races over that trip at Cheltenham throughout the year, and there's so many options for 2.5 milers when there really shouldn't be as many as there is. But the company sergeant was second to Jaguar. I've said to you offline, I don't think I've said it on the podcast, I'm going to say it now, but I think Jaguar is a genuine grade 1 horse. I'd be considering backing him for that Purgatory Ryanair chase next year. I hope he reappears in the old Rowan at Aintree. They take I hope they don't kind of back out of that, for a lack of a better term, because he'd win an old Rowan off 148.
Is he trained by Eddie Guerrero? And
he is, yeah. Eddie and Chavo train him, yeah. John Joe O'Neill Jr. rode him that day.
How did they get everyone to talk about
Oroco? Yeah, he's not even the best. Oroco's probably not even the best McManus horse in that yard. Yeah, I would say. I would say Jaguar is a proper one now. Because people need to remember he was only 6 when he won that Plate, and he was a novice, a very fast improving novice. He beat the company sergeant who. That's why I titled they were working back from this. That's for another day, but they were working back from the Plate with this horse for a long time, and they went in. In my opinion, they've 100% bumped into a grade 1 horse. The third horse, Masaccio, was a winner of the big novice handicap chase over 3 miles of air. Jordan's probably ran above himself in the grade 1 at Aintree on his next start. He was 5th on the play in the Plate. Rian, a 66 to 1 shot that day. He hasn't been as good this summer, but he was second at Punchestown on his next start to James de Burley. The form of the Plate was really strong, and the company sergeant is sitting here as a 6 to 1 or 13 to 2 shot. He has to have a phenomenal chance, in my opinion. And even though this is the most competitive handicap chase that I've seen in a hell of a long time, I'm absolutely adamantly no, I'm not going to say adamantly chosen. I'm absolutely adamant that the company sergeant bumped into one at the Cheltenham Festival, and he'll make amends here in the Galway Plate. Deck, who's your fancy?
Well, I've gone to the other Plate from the Cheltenham Festival.
The one no one cares about?
The novice Plate, is that
that's called the Gordon Richards, was it? Is that's what it's called, was it?
It's not a Plate now, Gordon Richards.
It could be a Plate, or is it Jack Richards? It's one of them. I think Gordon Richards or someone else. Yeah. Anyway, You're taking the road with no speed limit, are you?
To which?
Oh no, it's not the road no speed limit. It's a racetrack, isn't it? Nürburgring. It's a racetrack, isn't it?
Yeah, look, obviously
I'm thinking of the autobahn.
my big worry was obviously they weren't working back from the Jack Richards plate, and they were walking back from the Galway plate. Now, he did have a go. I thought he looked a little bit outpaced maybe in the Jack Richards, but look, he's coming here. He won the plate. He won the hurdle last year. He did look at Cheltenham job, but I think he finished fourth in it. Did he?
I don't think he handled the track.
No, there was something.
It's after I went back and watched it, and then I watched them in the Triumph. Now, we thought like they were just taking a piss in the Triumph Hurdle, but like he was all at sea on that new course as well. So there could have been a bit of. I think the horse just doesn't like Cheltenham.
Possibly
at the same time. So yeah.
Look, they were definitely doing the job with him last year. There's no two ways about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
They and he kept storming honking races. They had to actually not feed him for 3 days before the Leopardstown one to keep him at the back. They were doing a right job with him. But look, I thought he still ran with credit now in Cheltenham, even if I was a bit disappointed. But like, he's been second at Royal Ascot since. He was sharpened up over 2 miles the last day, beating Special Cadwell Killarney. He's probably, but between him and the company sergeant, they're probably the worthy top 2 in the market, along with one other. But I'll just finish up on Nürburgring. He'll probably, no matter what he does here, he'll probably win the Irish Cesarewitch in October.
That's if Aidan O'Brien isn't being filthy with a 3-year-old again.
Yeah.
He might be able to help himself. Like Aidan's 3-year-olds, God knows what well, it's not going to be Scandinavia after what he did today.
No.
But anyway, you'd worry about what Aidan O'Brien has down the back of the couch there with his 3-year-olds.
But look, I'd say that's a bit of a plan with him as well. But the one I really, really like, Andy, is anyway, and he was actually second in that race, the Jack Richards.
He ran out of his skin, 125 to 1 shot,
That was his handicap debut.
Ran absolute blinder,
Yeah.
100%.
It Caldwell Potter, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
He finally got off the mark at the Beggar the last day. He was 2 lengths ahead of Nürburgring that day. Like, I have it between them. I'm not surprised you went for the company sergeant. But I feel like it's nearly a battle of the plates from Cheltenham to win the plate. I will give a few others on the
plates everywhere.
Plates everywhere.
Go on, yeah.
Jesse Evans, he's aiming to do the plate hurdle double. He was second in the hurdle last year off 146, only £2 higher now over fences. You know what we always think about, and how much improvement there can be over fences. He does love it here. He won the Grimes hurdle the last day. What a horse to own. He's a big enough price here. Will he stay?
He's a pacey horse, isn't he? So you think as well. I didn't think there would be as much improvement in him over fences as maybe hurdles, but God, he is. He's versatile. He's honest. He owes nobody anything. He's well worth his place in the lineup. Clearly likes Galway. Like, he's ran a blinder in more than one Galway hurdle before winning one. He did win one, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't win one. He might win one Thursday.
All right, okay.
He's declared on Thursday.
Is he?
Yeah,
he is. Yeah, he's double declared. Look at that, legend.
Double declared.
Legend.
No, it's only in case. It's only in case he whipped around to start or something here. Something didn't go according to plan. And why not? With a horse that talented, stick him in, both of them. But look, I think if he stays, he won't be out of places. Western Fold, still only a 6-year-old.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, beginning to get the hang of things now as well. And, beginning to show he's the horse I wish he was 2 years ago when I was punting the ears off him. But he's won his last 2 now. I think there's a big run in him. And then she could be anything. She's found her best form over fences, like kind of rediscovered her potential, I'd say. She was third in the mares at Cheltenham. She was only beaten 5 lengths in a Drinmore. I know it was a funny race. They all finished in a heat. But like, they're 3, I think, that could run big races that big odds. And I might do a little with a 5 of them, some forecasts and try casts.
You might have to, you might have to change your continent. If do a Congolese or something, or a
I'll have a look. I'll get the atlas out anyway, or the globe, and I'll have a look. That would be, I wouldn't be surprised if it came from those 5. But obviously, the strongest fancies are Nürburgring anyway in the Battle of the Plates to win the plate. To
win the plate.
Like plate semi-finals, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to be like, as I said, be like the discus. They'd be the winners of the plate. To be throwing it, plates everywhere.
Yeah. Who knew that the Cheltenham Festival hosted the qualifiers, the plate qualifiers, the novice plate qualifier, and
the novice plate qualifier. Yeah,
and
the minor B. Yeah, and here's the senior final now. Well, look, Willie Mullins sitting here. I suppose the result to mug us off the most would probably be a Willie Mullins victory, because Zenta is sitting here in her first time blinkers with Aidan Kelly up, which you probably have to take a second look at. I wouldn't be surprised if she was the gamble of the race, to be honest. She's 20-1 as we record. I think we've lost enough on her
in the spring every time.
First time blinkers with Aidan Kelly up, you have to take notice. Adamantly chosen, and that's kind of the reason I've called her. They working back from this, because that's one of my favorite terms, especially with adamantly chosen. Paul Townend rides. I don't think there'd be a result in the history of racing that would mug me off more than adamantly chosen winning the plate. I'm struggling to come up with one that might be worse. I'm sure there's one out there. I'll try and think, but if adamantly chosen was to win the plate, after the amount of times I tipped him on this podcast and backed him, he probably owes me, I don't know, he probably owes me about a 6 months wage.
He's not going to win a plate this good, surely.
It'd be probably Willie Mullins' greatest achievement if he won the plate. If he up there anyway, it'd be right up there with the likes of,
Hurricane Floyd,
Arctic Fire coming back from a year off to win the county off about 15 stone or something, or whatever he was used to get up to, and then Olympic Man who ran a blinder in the Scottish National, actually was 7th and hampered by a faller, pulled up at Sandown. He's not without a chance off near bottom way. But no, it's the company sergeant, as I said. I think he completely bumped into him at the Cheltenham Festival, and if any, I might even do a little double with Jaguar with the Ryanair, even though I hate the Ryanair. I think that horse could be a machine. I really do. So yeah, the company sergeant for me, and deck for yourself. It was Nürburgring and Anyway.
And Anyway. And I think it'd be a great story now if Anyway could win it for boards to be. That's what Galway's about.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Right, well, we're moving on to a qualified rider's maiden on the flat. You'd be happy to know, over 1.5 miles.
Yeah, but you're going to have to keep listening, because they get to the Galway Hurdle soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I like about Galway. You have to sit and suffer through some of these races.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something juicy coming up.
Well, it would be lovely. Obviously, Pat Smullen's son with a ride for Aiden in this, and Mont Saint Michel. A 4-year-old colt in the Moyglare colours, of obviously Pat would have been very familiar with, riding for Dermot Weld. He's by Galileo out of Quiet American, a lovely typical Moyglare pedigree. Little bit eye-raising that he's still somehow in Aidan O'Brien's yard. Didn't get the job done at Killarney. Didn't seem to be fast enough. He led off a very steady pace, got the run of the race, and was just picked up late at the end. They might make use of his stamina a little bit more. He's the 11-8 favourite. Edelac is your second in for Johnny Murta. He's rated 87 now, albeit is a 3-year-old, so he does get the allowances. Indian River one for John Murphy is seeing a little bit of money on his debut by Nathaniel. Harry Swan takes a ride there. And then Waterford Flow for Joseph O'Brien, an 83 rated colt who's had plenty of opportunities. He's only 2-1, however, but it doesn't appear to be improving. Sorry, not word for word. Sorry. Waterford Flow. Yeah, doesn't appear to be improving. In what 7-8 starts. So I think he's probably one to be maybe opposed with. I'd probably take Aidan O'Brien's here, Mont Saint Michel deck. But who do you like?
Yeah, like Mont Saint Michel, was actually only 3 lengths off Kiprios in the Saddlebag.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that sort of form could fool you because, many times the Kiprios finished 3 lengths ahead of horses.
Yeah, no, that's a very valid point. And Royal Hollow actually won the race for the Slatteries, and she's only rated. Well, I say only rated. She was rated 79 at the time. Went up to the high 80s for winning that, and then was beaten by you named the distance in the qualified riders race on Monday.
Yeah, she was beaten in that, but I can't remember who rode. Nowhere to go,
Yeah.
Sitting so far there. She's actually declared for the hurdle as well. But
right.
The one you shit all over there, Andy Warford Flow, is the one I came down on.
Yeah.
Yeah, B6 lengths in the King George V. The second serious contender was actually 3/4 of a length off Lambourne in the Irish Derby.
He was,
after that. Probably wasn't a bad race now. We're saying he hasn't improved. I thought that was an improvement. And yeah, I think Mont Saint Michel might want a little bit further than this 1.5. I know it's stiff around Galway, but I think this might be more Warford Flows going the bag, and that's where I came down.
Yeah, I know he actually did run very well at Ascot. That in fairness, but I think he had every opportunity to win at Limerick when he was beaten. Now that was a messy race, and I suppose he was hampered, but I suppose that was a messy enough race, but it's not like the winner that day wasn't hampered either. So I wasn't sure if that was enough of a pass. Like there was a pretty nasty incident in that race. I don't know if you saw it. I'm just not 100% sure he is improving. Like to be running on 9th in a Royal Ascot handicap it looks good, but I just think he's had a lot of opportunities. But then again, I suppose you can poke holes in Mont Saint Michel as well. So probably not the race you want to be getting involved in, especially after a Galway Plate when you've most likely backed a loser, given how competitive it is.
Out of 6 or 7 selections we've given you from the plate.
Exactly. Mont Saint Michel is drawn out on the motorway as well in 21, so that it doesn't help either. So, but yeah, I'll still stick with him, and it's the one I shot all over there for you as well. Waterford Flow, is it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Right,
very good. Right, we'll move on then, Deck, to the 750. The Watch Danny's Diary, 15 years of Tote Memories handicap. You're grand. I don't know if I have time for that one, but right, we've got 10 runners here for the 3-year-old handicap. 9 to 4 the field, headed by Sujet for Dermot Weld. Up £9 as a result of winning on handicap debut. Does have a lovely pedigree though, proper Jumpman pedigree. Every chance that the horse has a little bit more up his sleeve. I think he's got a very good chance. I think he's the right favour here, Dak. But who do you like?
I thought it was very interesting that first wave runs here. Ran in the James's Palace now kind of never really got the grips of the race. Does have a lot of weight to give away here as well. So I would be against him, but it was far from dandy. He said 3 runs in Ireland for Stephen Thorne. 2 with Emerald handicaps and was staying on them both. The rated race in between, he probably definitely had excuses. But the 2 handicap runs, I thought he was an eye catcher in both. And as you said, they've all been planning for Galway for the last month or 2. So you'd imagine he will might be coming home a little bit stronger tomorrow.
Yeah, no, he was. You're right. At Killarney, like it was a lovely run. 11 to 2 is a pretty fair price. It's probably a slight step up from Killarney, but as you said, he was an eye catcher. I suppose you should give a shout out to Jamar as well of David Marnane. He run over a mile and also 9 furlongs basically throughout his whole career. They dropped him back to 6.5 furlongs at Limerick last time out. He was outpaced from a pretty early stage and just couldn't quite. When he mastered the leader, No Alibi came and just kind of picked his pocket, which it was a good performance from that filly. But he's one now back at a kind of a normal trip that could run well, but I'm not sure what he's really hiding from the handicapper at this rate. It would be the favourite Sujay for me, far from dandy, maybe for forecast purposes though, because he was definitely an eye catcher. Clarny, I do take your point there. Right, last one, or on the Wednesdays, the tote never beaten by the SP handicap. You're beaten by the SP if you back them each way, and you are never beaten by the SP because you are the SP usually. And it's enough shitting on the tote now for one day. 20 runners here, deck, 3 reserves. Another fiendishly difficult handicap. Like if you make money on the Wednesday at Galway, like probably buy a lot of tick on your way home. You reckon you go through any card any day, any time though. Interesting to see teed up here 9-1. Will there be a big punt on him after his Galway heroics a few years ago? What was it? 2 wins and a second, was it? In 2023? I think he was.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah.
You named the horse that won 3 times at the Galway Festival in 1 week.
Oh my God! It was that. It was
Tony
Matt. Was it Tony Martin? Matt Smith done it as well, didn't he?
Ooh.
With a horse with blinkers that literally had was 0 from 28 and then rocked up at Galway and won 3 times. Then won at the Irish Champions weekend as well.
That 1 kill power or something.
1 kill power. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of exactly.
I don't think he won 3 times in a week though, did he?
I think he did. I'll double check it. Who's the Tony Martin horse? Go on.
Busted Tycoon. Yeah, in the John Breslin colours. Won 3 times in the week. Never seen again.
Never seen it. And let me check 1 kill power here. I'm pretty sure he did win 3 times at Galway, but I'll 30th of July, 1st of August, 3rd of August, he did, yeah. And then won a 100 grand handicap at the Curragh in September. Unbelievable. After running at Leopardstown the day before as well, just to let you know as well. Like absolute legend. That's Irish racing in 4 of his 5 wins, 3 at the Galway Festival, and then 1 at the Irish Champions weekend after running the day before at Leopardstown.
What's it like getting 1 over jumps, over hurdles?
Yeah, that's probably is. But yeah,
they weren't all jump races, but she definitely won over hurdles that week.
Busted Tycoon. Right, in the comments, who was a better 3-time Galway Festival winner? 1 kill.
You've done her over jumps now. Like they could run on the flat every day.
Yeah. No, it's fair. Yeah. Galway. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 30th of July in a 2-mile handicap, then 3rd of August in another 2-mile handicap, and then the 4th of August in another 2-mile handicap. How in the mayor's handicap? That's why.
We're landing them off of jumps.
They're totally handicap. 9 stone 7. That was the flat. And then the next one was also the flat. And then the next one was a handicap hurdle. So 2 on the flat and a handicap hurdle. Like it takes some doing now to do it over 2 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Did she ever throw anything? Did she?
I don't think so.
Straight to Japan with her.
That's it. Throwing it. I'll have a look. I don't think she did. Like she ran once at Leopardstown after and was nowhere, and then probably retired. Busted tight kill.
Yeah, but was there ever any mini busted?
She produced no winners from 3 folds.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the price. Probably knackered.
Right.
Anyway. Look, Light Up the Dark is a filly I quite like. She's won 2 bumpers, and she's won a flat maiden. She's quite short here. I did think she's a really good chance. Field was a novice hurdle winner last year.
Yeah,
won in Britain off £2 higher than this. But the one I like here, Andy, off 82, not just any eagle, Bull Clear in 2nd place, over 2 furlongs shorter. I think the step up and trip's really going to suit her, or suit him, is it? And then Yeah, look, he's in off the same mark here, but I think stepping up a trip 2 furlongs might just help him get his head in front.
Very good. Right, so not just any eagle for deck. I'm going to sit this one out because to be honest with you, I just couldn't make heads or tails. I thought this was really, really hard. So
probably won this race. Busted Tycoon.
She actually probably did, yeah. There's a very good chance she did, yeah. There's good old Last Ammo. Look at that. He actually did win this. I'm pretty sure Last Ammo won this race. I know Busted Tycoon you're talking about. I'm almost certain Last Ammo won this race. And I followed him off a cliff, I think, last year. Although he was pretty eye-catching on his latest run after a few duck eggs. He's a 6-year-old now, though, so wouldn't be surprised if he kind of came, back to form possibly. Laura Horrigan at the helm now, so yeah, I might give him a little tentative chance for old time's sake. Last Ammo. Right.
Also doesn't win this. Sure.
Unbelievable, Joseph. Some man.
You kind of just the idea enter your horse at Galway and you're allocated the race.
Well, you're just like, what can your horse run over? It's like 2 miles, 1.5 miles. You can stick him in the beginner's chase. I don't care. Just put send him to the start.
Yeah.
What we run into?
That's
it. So, some guy with a high vis vest comes down and goes, right, here you go.
Yeah.
We bring you into the parade ring. Where are we running? Right, Maiden Hurdle. Right. So 11 runners for the opener on Thursday deck. The Guinness Open Gate Brewery.
Sorry, Andy. Didn't Jesse Harrington run a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old race?
Yeah, exactly. That's someone with the viz came down here. Yeah, stop.
You remember his name?
I do remember that. That was something Princess, Aurora Princess, was it?
Yeah, was that the name the horse ran under, or was that the horse's name?
No, that was the horse's name. I don't know what it ran under. It was a 2-year-old maiden. And the funny thing is, I backed the horse that was second. It was an Aidan O'Brien filly. And I think it was 6-4. And I couldn't believe it got beat. And it turns out it got beat by a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old. I was like, no, that makes sense. I'll have to look up who that horse was that won that maiden. I think it might have been I think it was something that ended up running in the Oaks. I can't remember. Anyway, look, I'll find out. The winner subsequently ran in the Oaks. Yeah, well, the runner-up. Anyway, we're going off on a massive tangent here. We're on to Thursday deck, the Guinness Open Gate Brewery Novice Chase, Grade 3. Right, this is it's not a bad renewal. 11 runners. Westport Cove finally got off the mark over fences. Special Cadeau in here as well, rated 140. Runcock, 5-year-old going chasing, what we like to see. First time Hood, possibly one that could make the running for Danny Mullins. JJ Slevin rides into Lotto for Joseph O'Brien. Good juvenile a few years ago. Fine margin in here as well for Willie Mullins, 8-year-old, a little bit hairy now these days, possibly for a race of this nature. And then Birdie or Bust, who has disappointed me a little bit, to be honest with you. I thought she'd have gone on after a really good chasing debut at Navan behind Down Memory Lane. She did get her win at Killarney in May before unseating behind It's All a Dream last time out at Ross Common. With the post-race comment, unseated went bad mistake and cannoned into rival second. There's one. Give that person a raise. Right, who do you like here, Deck?
Yeah, I think we spoke about Boyd Piper having this summer campaign to me, and we were saying he would pick up a lot of easy prizes, and
then look like the worst handicap horse you've ever seen by October time, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping he wouldn't go to Market Raising. Would have been a nice enough race for him, I think. But I like the two 5-year-olds, the two Simon Minier horses. Into Lotto and Runcock. Lotto was quite good on his debut, and Runcock as well beat Jet Set and Jim at Tip, who wasn't done with when he came down 2 out today. So I'd have it between them, not rushing to have a bet in this one.
Yeah, I think Runcock makes all, doesn't see another rival, goes off with his hood, kind of similar to what he did last time out. I'll see what price he is though before getting heavily involved. The 245 deck, the Rockshore Refreshingly Irish Handicap. Not really my cup of lager, I suppose. The cider's all right, though. Right, so we've got 18 runners here on your reserve. Very, very difficult. I now talking about working back from this, I would imagine this has been the plan for Artful Approach for quite a long time. A winner at the Galway Festival last year of 73, and was placed then off 80 in a better race. Ran okay off marks in the high 70s, was maybe a little bit disappointed last time out on very quick ground, although has better form on easier ground and form at the track. Here off 82, only a 4-year-old. I'd say he has a very decent chance and probably been trained to the minute, despite maybe being a little bit behind the weight. I'd definitely give him a chance. But who do you like, Jack? You're on mute there, I think, are you? Can't quite
Sorry about that.
pick you up. Hey, all right.
I'd be keen up on Quarshamar here now.
Okay.
He had a first run for Ross O'Sullivan for the last day. It was a bit of an eye catcher. I think we're going to see a good bit of improvement from him. Ross's horses seem to be in form. They're running well. They're hitting the bar a lot, and he'll want the winner. He'll want the winner at Galway, and he'll want one for the Monroes. You know, so he can go back and drink their pub dry, I'd say. So I reckon this, you know, might have been the plan now for this one this week.
Okay, that's an interesting one. After such a good Galway Festival last year as well for Ross, unbelievable. Well, yeah, 5 winners.
4 winners or something. Yeah.
4, yeah, unbelievable. Right, the Fillies listed event is next to 320. The Corb Filly Stakes. So we've got the 15 runners. It's rare you see a reserve in a pattern race, but we have it here. Interesting that Finger Paint for Dermot Weld, only once raced and a winner about 2 and a bit months ago. Got up after running quite green at the Curragh. It'd be interesting to see how much she comes on for that run. But there is some decent fillies in here. Fiery Lucy rated 103. Probably sets the standard, despite not being able to win at this level yet. She's ran excellent races in defeat. She'd have to have a very good chance. She's probably the one I would be with here, but it's a difficult race though, Deck. Like there's plenty here that you'd give a good chance to. But who do you like?
Yeah, it was Fiery Lucy for me. Like she was second to Red Letter the last day. They were clear at third. She's been second in the Group 3 at Leopardstown. I think the stiff 7 will suit her. She probably doesn't want an easy 7, but I think this will suit her. And yeah, look, she's cleared on the ratings as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think she's a good chance. So potential nap at a tap maybe, depending on the price that she is. Fiery Lucy for Dermot Weld. The 350. I'd have it. We'd have a bit of that. That would be nice. Right, the 355 deck, the Guinness Irish Nursery Handicap. Guinness and Nursery in the same sentence is an interesting one, but anyway. Right, 7 runners.
You're not going to the Guinness Nursery now.
The Guinness Nursery. Right, I really fancy not Dermot Weld. I fancy Gavin Cromwell to double up pretty quickly here. I think Invincible Will is pretty well handicapped. Up near the top of the weights here. An excellent, subsequently excellent looking 6th when staying on to behind Gastad. Now, it was beaten 9 or 10 lengths, but when you go through that, Gastad, yeah, when you go through that race, we have a Coventry winner, a Albany winner, and a listed sprint winner from Naas last week, Havana Anna in 3rd. Like, I'm just the way she kind of ran on that day, and then a quiet run at Bellewstown, and a pretty eye-catching run at Down Royal when not really fancied at all in the market, 22 to 1 job. It's given him an opening mark of 73, which I think underestimates him. I think he's going to be very hard to beat here, Invincible Will. But who do you like, Deck?
I like Nakamura, Andy. I tipped him up the last day at the Curragh.
Yeah.
He's been dropped £3 for a race that he was never really put into it. And it makes me wonder what the Aussies thinking of today, and are we going to see massive improvement?
Right.
I felt I made a good case from the last day.
You did actually, in fairness to you, yeah. First time pieces on as well.
Sorry?
First time cheek pieces for Nakamura.
Yeah, exactly. So I quite fancied him the last day now, but the fact that he was, how would you put it? Never on terms.
Never on terms. That's a nice one, yeah.
Never on terms the last day. That maybe, as you said earlier on in the show, planning for Galway.
Yeah.
Weeks in advance. So
this is his free kick, is it?
Oh, Penno.
Did he take penalties? He must have taken penalties. He must have taken penalties.
Like, I'd imagine he did, yeah.
Unbelievable. Still remembered for that free kick against Manchester United, but he's trying to win the nursery on Thursday. Right, 4:30 deck, the Galway Hurdle. I suppose technically the main event
at the end, so people have to listen.
All right, sounds like a plan.
No, go on. We get it done.
Are you sure? I don't mind.
Yeah, because there's another jump right after.
There's no. Okay, fair enough. Right, the Galway Hurdle then deck.
Now we leave it to the end.
Wait, what is it?
Flip a coin.
Right, I don't have a coin. Do you have a coin?
We have it. We the lid off a bottle of wine. So do you want closed end or open end? Which?
Right, we'll go. I'll take the closed end. Come on.
What's that? So the solid. Yeah.
I'll take the solid bit.
Yeah, and what is that? What's that?
That would be. That's what we cover it. This is going to look ridiculous for Spotify listeners. That you're flipping a bottle on whether we do the Galway Hurdle now or last.
Like the open bit.
We'll skip it, so. Right, the 5:05, the Guinness Novice Hurdle. You'll get the Galway Hurdle at the end, guys. Right, due to deck flipping a bottle cap. 10 runners here, and we've I Am River for Willie Mullins and Mark Walsh. Kamikaze de Pless, I'm going to go with that. And Cinnamon Roll. So just the 5 wins between those two Gordon Elliott horses on their last 5 starts. And then Russell Sullivan with Strong Link as well. Do you think he could have a nice Thursday deck, Ross?
Yeah, I think Strong Link is quite a nice horse. Obviously, Camelot de Vegas in here. She a Cork who ran a big race today, and I think she might be on a 4-timer or something today, Emily Oak, but she been.
She might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it was a big run. I thought Camelot de Vega left her bumper form behind to go and win that race at Cork, but I do think Strong Link is quite a nice horse. He's strong bumper form. He was a winner at Wexford. He followed up over hurdles at Tipperary with a very cheeky ride from Keith Donoghue. Really cheeky stuff you love to see. So I think he's the highest RPR in the race as well. And he's gonna get away from the likes of Cinnamon Roll and like that Duplessis. So yeah, I think he's a nice one.
All right, so strong link then, deck, yeah.
I'm gonna do the double, the Ross Sullivan double,
Ross double, Strong Link.
Yeah, and
very good.
Now I haven't spoken to him, but I think this one's a nice horse, Strong Link, and yeah, and look, it's there to rate as well. It's the highest RPR, but Quarshamard as well. I thought that was a bit of an eye catcher the last day, and you just have to put it together with it's Galway. The owners are from Galway, and want the winner.
Very
Probably
good.
The winner of the week.
Yeah, no, understood. Right, so Strong Link for deck. I've no real opinion on that one, so I'm gonna let it go. Right, going from a lot of crack to 0 crack, the Guinness 0-0 handicap. We have the 18 and all the reserves. A 3-year-old, a lot of 3-year-olds there down towards the bottom, just to make it that little bit harder. On us deck, it's 1.5 miles, top weight rated 70. I think this might be one of the races the Tony Martin Bear won. Quite possibly. I think they might have actually been over 2 miles, but I'll come back and check. Do you fancy it in here?
Yeah, do you know, One Kill Poet won this race.
Oh, he did, yeah. He did.
Yeah.
You're dead right. Won it
Um,
easily.
yeah, Positive Energy was the one I came down on. He's up £1 for his second, the last day. Hurdle winner back in March. That's that bit of toughness. I'll be getting tired of punting now.
Yeah, you'd be looking for the exit possibly by the time this race comes along. I actually agreed with you on Positive Energy. It's not a race that I had a whole. Yeah, you could say nap of the tap, but it's not a race I had a whole lot of. You know, I didn't have a whole lot of sway in. Obviously, he had a winning effort at Navan for Willie McCreary. Won over hurdles then from Mick O'Callaghan. And then it was a decent enough run after a break at Ballinrobe. I think that gives him a fair chance, probably still improving. So yeah, I think Positive Energy has a good chance there in the 540 like yourself, Deck. And then a bumper for the 6:10 before we revert back to the Galway Hurdle. Guinness time flat race. When's it not Guinness time? Anything here? Anything that you fancy here out of 17?
I didn't actually look at this race, to be honest, Andy.
Cool. Well, I don't mind a Churchill under the National Hunt rules. Interesting. There's one there for Willie Mullins. Wartime later. Hasn't been seen in a very, very, very long time. Patrick takes the ride. Imagine he'll be.
If you hurdles in the race, though, wouldn't you?
He probably would. Yeah, it was second behind Shuttle Diplomacy. On his rules debut, Shuttle Diplomacy obviously excelled himself in the champion bumper. Finished third in that at Cheltenham. That's pretty strong form, and despite not being seen since last year, well over a year, that's absolutely of zero concern from the Willie Mullins yard. So I think he's a pretty good chance, but probably price will most likely reflect it. Finally, then, Deck, we finish with the Galway Hurdle, the 4:30 on Thursday. I don't think it's as good as the Galway Plate, but that's not to say it's a bad race.
What's the word these days? Because it was at one time the richest race in Ireland.
The richest hurdle, I think. Yeah. No, it never eclipsed the Champion Stakes. Never came close. But it's 150.
Like the richest
national hunt. Yeah. Quarter of a million. I think it's worth a quarter of a million.
Was it the richest hurdle race in Europe?
Yeah, I still think it might be in comparison to richest handicap anyway. So I think it's worth a quarter of a million, €159,300 to the winner. Good old winter fog topping the weights. Plenty.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
What is the champion hurdle worth?
I'll look it up while you're making a case for your.
It's a brain to be worth 40 grand or something. I think is it something pretty good like that?
60, I think. 60 odd, yeah. I'll check all this while you're making a case.
While I'm waffling on.
Yeah, while you're waffling on. We got a lot of 5-year-olds in here that would have been 4-year-olds last year. So is that where you're sticking, Deck, or are you looking at maybe the Fred Winter winner, Put Your Hands Together, who I think is gone a very short price now. 130 favourite at the moment. Yeah.
He's gone a bit short for me, but like when I did look at Jordan the Week, quick glance at it, Hello Neighbour was in there, rated 148. I thought it was a terrible mark, and this fella did look attractive then, up 141, but he's too short for me now. And like you should never really go, look, I really, really fancy this horse, but he's too short for me, so I'm gonna find something else. If you think he'll win, but I'm not fully sold on him yet. I thought he ran well at Aintree. He was beaten in the Grimes, but that was probably where we're here in mind. But I do like Mr. Percy. I think he's really warming to the jumping task. If you remember, he made his jumping debut at Town Royal, I think.
Yeah.
It was like I don't think he ever seen a hurdle before in his life. And then he was okay at Navan. I thought he was good at Fairyhouse when he won the Grade 3. I do really like this horse. I really like his attitude. He won on the flat last month. My slight concern is his backing trip, back for 2 miles.
Yeah.
But I think to win a Galway Hurdle, you need a tough horse. Like I was looking at Cashel Lad. He's only had 4 hurdle starts. I think you need a lot of experience coming into it. The Galway Hurdle, it's rough and ready. It's a proper handicap hurdle. It's a tight track. you need a lot of luck. I would like Ashendale lad, apart from his lack of experience. I think that's what will beat him on Thursday. And obviously, Sunchart deserves a mention. High class on the flat. Third in the Grimes. He's won twice over hurdles. I do think he'd run a big race. If Zenta and Sunchart win, I'll have to never watch a race again. Imagine that.
It'd be something else.
Look, I'll go with. Look, on the day, I can't see me not having something on Sunchart. For how much I think, you know. And I'll be straight on the phone to Steve Edwards once he wins. But yeah, look, I do like Mr. Percy. He's a 5-year-old, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He is.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a chance on a big outsider for Gordon Elliott and Rob Core. I'm going to take a chance on Relieved of Judy's. And the reason I kind of am is I thought he could have been a potential grade 1 horse when he beat Magic McColgan in December. A mare will have a lot of time for her. She's as mad as a bag of badgers, I think. Magic
Did we
McColgan,
not have a good bet on this lad in the Liffey?
I half fancy him in the Liffey, but I thought it wouldn't be his race, which kind of, he was very, very keen, just didn't really run his race at all. But I thought he ran quite well behind Goucher. Like he looked like he just, that was at Nace now, and it was obviously it was in March, but it just, he faded pretty quickly after the last, and I just have a feeling that maybe they've freshened him up. They've left him fresh for this attempt at the Galway Hurdle. It kind of seems like it was done on purpose. Tongue tie is on. I think he's better than what he's shown after he won his maiden hurdle. And just the reason I'm taking a chance on it. I'm usually not too far off. When I see a horse win a maiden hurdle, I think they're good. They usually, like, obviously we're all wrong, but I'm going to trust myself that this horse is a little bit better than 130. He gets £19 off Goucher, which I think will at bare minimum reverse the form with him, who's a 9-1 shot. So I think he could run well at a big price. I wouldn't rule out Bones on Fire as well for Gordon Elliott as well. I think he's a pretty nice hand in this race. And obviously, as you said, Sunchart, he's legend of a horse, really. Nearly in career best form, you could argue, in his last couple of starts. Obviously winning at Wexford, which is great, and then a really good third in the Grimes Hurdle, I thought, which I think that's fair to say was a career best over hurdles. Probably not great to come in here off 144, but he wouldn't be without a chance. I'll take a chance on Relief to Judy's.
I do think it's a harsh mark for what he's done over hurdles.
A little bit, yeah. But he's definitely not regressive.
No.
No, absolutely not. Which, like, he's, if anything, he's actually had a brilliant season. So far anyway. So I'll take a little chance on Relief to Judy's. Only a small little bet for me, and it would be remind me your Mr. Percy for yourself. I nearly said Batman Chirac for.
So what's your big your national hunt double?
My big your
double.
I suppose it has to be Relief to Judy's at a big price, but I'm confident, despite the race being so competitive. I'm confident with the company sergeant. Like I'm really adamant he bumped into one at Cheltenham now. So that would be my double. And yourself then was Mr. Percy and the other play horse. Yeah,
I'm struggling to split the horses that ran in the juvenile plate.
Right.
Anyway, no, but I'm
very good.
Yeah.
And does that mean our Nap of the Tap is in the fillies listed? Fiery Lucy.
Fiery Lucy, positive energy, double.
Right, looking forward to it. There's our two best. Just before we go, I do very much fancy, as I said, in the nursery for Gavin Cromwell. That's the 355 on Thursday. Invincible Will, Fiery Lucy, the company sergeant. They'd be my kind of main three, and then positive energy as well. Any recap before we go, Deck? We've been over an hour. I mean, your voice must be fighting for its life now.
No, obviously I like Shamar and Strong as well on Thursday. Thursday seems to be the punting day.
It does. It absolutely does. I actually just got a direct message from good old Richie talking about adamantly chosen. I'm surprised I haven't gotten more. I usually get plenty of text messages about adamantly chosen.
I can't believe when I see Paul jacked up.
Paul Townend, Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, right, that's all we've got time for on Tap 111. We appreciate you listening as always. Don't forget to share your hot racing takes that nobody agrees with in the comments, because I'm actually interested in reading them now.
Get them up on Twitter so we can all have a laugh at them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
until then, guys, just keep like, sharing, subscribing. We do appreciate it. All the best. Happy punting at Galway. Stay safe out there. It's a tough week. And until next time, bye-bye.
Cheers.